Welcome to another Epic Ethics story, part of the Daniel's Fun Ethics Initiative Elementary School program. As you listen to the story, consider the 4 awesome questions, inspired by the Rotary 4-way test. Is it true? Is it fair? Will it build friendships and community? Will it be helpful to those involved? Stay with us after the story for some thought-provoking discussion questions.
And now, Mouse Deer and Farmer, a Malaysian tale of tricksterism. Hey friends, Mouse Deer here, the great trickster from Southeast Asia. And no, I'm not a mouse. I'm not a deer either. Mice may scurry oh so swiftly across your kitchen floor, but all you need is some cheese and a trap, and he's dead meat. And if grandeur was measured by the great stag's rack, I'd be no match for a deer. But hear me out, my little friends. Not all is size and speed. The way I make it through this world is with my unbelievable wit. Listen here to a tale of how I fooled a farmer. A long, long time ago, Mouse Deer was tired of eating the same old roots, fruits, and shoots in the jungle. His monkey friends had told him before about a farm with lots and lots of fresh vegetables. So, one day he decided to explore and went to the edge of the jungle looking for this farm. After a few hours of trekking through the jungle, he finally arrived at the farm. He was delighted to see a wide variety of vegetables, but more so, he was ecstatic to see no farmers. He slowly crept into the cucumber patch and then dug his tusk-like canines into his very first cucumber. What a delight! Thought Mouse Deer as he moved from cucumber to cucumber, nibbling a bit from every last one of them. When Mouse Deer was full, he returned to the edge of the jungle to rest. The next morning, he returned to the cucumber patch for more. He remembered how the monkeys had told him that because this farm was so far from the village and the rain was falling daily, farmers seldom came to check on their crops. By the end of day 2, he was bloated and ready for another long night of sleep at the edge of the jungle. Early the following morning, Farmer and his wife returned to the farm. Oh no, lamented the farmer's wife. Our entire harvest has been destroyed. Raising his sickle above his head, Farmer declared, I will make this thief pay. Mouse Deer heard the angry farmer and curiously peeked out from the edge of the jungle. The farmer and his wife were hard at work repairing the damage in their field. All day his hungry eyes watched from the woods. Finally, as the sun was soon to set, the humans picked up their tools and headed home to cook supper. Starving Mouse Deer snuck back into another cucumber patch on the east side of the field. There he found abundant cucumbers and, once again, took bites from one and then another, leaving chunks from each. Farmer returned early the next day and found the east side cucumber patch ravaged. This wasteful wreck must have been caused by an animal. With all the work I need to do back in the village, I have no time to watch my crop. watching from the edge of the jungle. Mouse Deer was hoping this would not be another long day of waiting for Farmer to go away, so he could just enjoy another feast. Much to his surprise, Mouse Deer then saw Farmer drop his sickle and run off towards the village. Silly Farmer, thought Mouse Deer. If only he knew the feast that awaits me again today. Sneaking back into another cucumber patch on the other side of the farm, Mouse Deer began his picking at them, believing each one to be more delicious than the one before. His party didn't last long, though. Mouse Deer scurried back into hiding when he saw not one, but 2 farmers running towards the farm. Oh, there is another human being, thought the Mouse Deer. This one is not as pretty as his wife. And why is he not moving? With his eyes fixed on the farmer and his stiff friend, Mouse Deer then saw the farmer leave. The hours passed, and Farmer's friend didn't flinch. Curious as a jay, Mouse Deer decided to take a closer look. Hiding behind one of the farm's fence posts, Mouse Deer observed this strange friend and wondered, why is this human motionless? He seems to only nod his head. This one must be stupid. I will venture an even closer look. Mouse Deer crept closer and closer. He looked up at the strange farmer from under a pumpkin leaf. How silly am I to be so afraid, thought the Mouse Deer. This farmer is not only stupid, but he has no legs and cannot walk, let alone run and chase after me. And so he came out from under his refuge leaf and walked right up to the stick farmer. Staring into its dull eyes, Mouse Deer thought to himself, this farmer is not only stupid and handicapped, but he cannot even wink. There's no way he is human. This is just a dumb doll. Who does Farmer think he is trying to fool me? He will pay for this mockery. Seeing that the doll didn't have any fingers or even a mouth, Mouse Deer declared, you can't scare me. Tigers and crocodiles can't scare me, let alone you. I have deceived them all. Feeling bold, Mouse Deer came within just a few feet of the stick farmer and threatened him with a kick. Now Farmer will know that although I am small, I am no one to mess with, he said as he took a few steps back and prepared to offer the stick farmer a solid blow. Little did Mouse Deer know that Farmer had covered the scarecrow in sticky jackfruit sap. Mouse Deer was soon to learn, though. When Mouse Deer kicked, both of his front legs stuck to the chest of the stick farmer. Looking up, he exclaimed, how dare you grab my hooves like this? Release them at once, or I will kick you again. Mouse Deer kicked the stick farmer again, and now his left hind hoof was stuck to the dummy. But Mouse Deer's anger no longer allowed him to think clearly. Foolishly, he exclaimed to the stick farmer, let me go, you dummy. I will teach you how to respect Mouse Deer. Mouse Deer kicked the stick farmer one last time.
Now all 4 of his hooves were stuck to the body of the scarecrow. Unable to move, Mouse Deer was overcome by deep regret for his overly confident actions. The slow passing clouds above were all that Mouse Deer saw for the rest of that day. The thought of the cucumber patch beneath him added to his misery. As the day drew to an end, Mouse Deer was starving and exhausted. He knew it was useless to be angry at the stick farmer. Then he heard Farmer approaching.
"There you are, my little thief," boasted the farmer. "You will pay for what you did. You will be great meat for a delicious curry this evening."
When the Mouse Deer heard what the farmer said, he regretted his misfortune and cried. He didn't try to escape when the farmer put him into a basket. He was too tired from a day of hanging from a scarecrow. All the way back to the village, Mouse Deer thought about those cucumbers he would never eat again. Back at his home, Farmer took Mouse Deer out of the basket and washed all the sticky sap from his hooves. He then placed Mouse Deer back under the basket and put a heavy rock on top of it to keep Mouse Deer from getting away. Tired and exhausted, Mouse Deer fell asleep. In the middle of the night, Mouse Deer awoke. The whole village was asleep. Just a few feet from his cage, though, he saw the farmer's dog. "Hey, you, dog," whispered Mouse Deer. "Come here. Let's be friends." The dog perked up his ears and listened closely. "You should know," continued the Mouse Deer. "Farmer loves me very much. The Queen is having a party tomorrow, and Farmer will take me to enjoy the festivities." "Impossible!" exclaimed the dog. "I am Farmer's best friend. I have been faithful to him all these years, and yet I have never been taken to the city. How can you say he will take you?" "I'm sure you're right, dog. I agree. It is you who should go with Farmer to see the city and enjoy the party of the Queen. How about I convince the farmer to take you instead?" asked Mouse Deer. "Yes, please," said the dog. "But how will you do this?" Mouse Deer revealed his plan to the dog.
You come in the cage with me. When Farmer's boy comes, I will remind him of your loyalty and advise that you also come along to see the Queen. Remove the stone above this cage and join me, dog."
Without thinking twice, Dog removed the stone and went to join the Mouse Deer inside the cage. Mouse Deer was quick to make for a run, and the cage fell upon the dog, trapping him. Making his run for the jungle, Mouse Deer turned and said,
Poor friend of mine, I believe you will make for a better curry than I.
As the roosters began to crow, Farmer awoke excited for his Mouse Deer curry. Stepping out and seeing the cage, he exclaimed, "You dumb dog! What have you done?" Chuckling at the edge of the village, Mouse Deer exclaimed, "Farmer is smart, but Mouse Deer is smarter." The end. Discussion questions. How would you feel if the mouse deer was eating your cucumbers? When have you felt similar to the farmer? Tricking the dog saved mouse deer from being eaten by farmer. Have you ever had to trick someone to save yourself from trouble? Which of the 4 awesome questions did mouse deer have to consider when deciding to eat the crops the farmer had worked so hard to grow? Would it have been fair for farmer to eat mouse deer for dinner? Explain. How could the conflict between mouse deer and farmer be solved in a way that builds peace?
This has been an Epic Ethics recording, generously sponsored by the Daniels Fund Ethics Initiative. We'd also like to thank Colorado Rotary District 5450 for your service above self and support of peaceful schools. For more information about the Epic Ethics program, or to bring this program to your elementary school, contact us at www.epicethics.org.